Put all those scratches on your arm. You want to see the
scratches?
You want?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't
gonna
give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay.
You can bring
Is
the
that a
whole fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
You want?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't
gonna
give a fuck. You can bring whoever.
Every fucking day I hear the same damn thing. I'm gonna get you. I got pictures of you in Oklahoma to prove I'm not stalking you. So these are the Charles Perry stalking podcast. He is stalking me. Stop stalking me, sir. I'm not in love with you. I feel nothing for you but disgust. Even prisoners are repulsed by guys like you. Even prisoners, Dr. Weich said of Jeff Epstein. We think Jeff Epstein was murdered in jail and didn't, kill himself. We think he was actually killed because even prisoners are repulsed by sex weirdos like that. Jeff had hidden cameras in his own home and it pissed his friends off. Can you imagine how much more offended a normal, civilized society would be to find out you have cameras in other people's homes? You are broadcasting us on the dark web, me and the other victims, and selling watch time and making a profit off of our bodies without our consent, without compensation, illegally. And I'm the one that caught it, but I have help. I'm not a lone ranger. There's no way. There's no damn way. So you're also getting entertained. So you've been billed, Mr. Perry, $1,000 a day for doing that every day you've done it. Plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. You owe me money, and that's legit, legally owned money. And you act like you're a victim. Are you sleeping in your car? Did somebody run your family off from you? Did you, I guess we get one this morning where I didn't know this. I knew there was a conversation with my cousin. But apparently he was told, go tell her you want to help her, pick her up, tell her you're going to take care of her, you're going to take her to your house, but instead take her to the border, let her out, tell her don't come back to Oklahoma. Wow. Duly noted for the record, you've made that specific threat. You're going to get me. I must be very, very, very good at what I do, or you wouldn't stoop to that. I mean, the more you guys attack my finances and attack me, the better at this I get. I mean, I'm thinking that we're doing a really good job in stopping your crime. No criminal likes their crime stopped. So you get more pathetic and desperate by the day. By the way, that's psychological torture to ask someone to hurt another person. Read up on the Hitler thing. I'm going to take everything you worked for all your life away from you until you're so destitute and you're fucking starving to death. And then I'm going to get a house, a piece of shit house, that's barely, should be condemned. And here's a biscuit once a week. And now I can say I'm taking care of your needs. You know what got this case opened up to begin with? The deprivation of the basic rights and needs of women and children. Human rights violations. You pissed off a lot of people with a whole lot of power. So everybody's a little confused, Mr. Perry. As much as you get caught when you do it to me, why do you keep doing it to me? Unless you just like getting caught. So you asked my cousin to do that? Wow. Wow. That is awful. You're a monster, a deranged monster. So because of that, and because everybody's tired of your cruelty, remember what I've said, the Bible verse, Proverbs 11:17. A man's kindness brings blessings. We can get information. And his cruelty will be his downfall. Because you're pissing people off, and boy howdy are they talking about it. Nobody likes problems, drama, stress, anxiety, fear, sadness, or the people that cause it. So everybody's sick and tired of you. Putting me through this, putting Mike through this, putting my family through this. We don't have problems getting information, sir, you do. We don't have leaks, you do. Look at your results. Peeping, poking, peeping, pathetic Perry, your guy called you. This guy. So Mr. Perry hacked my food delivery apps. Without hacking, he couldn't know which platform I'm going to work for on any given day or what part of town. to have his buddy call in with a doorbell camera or home security and go get a picture of her. Get a picture of her. You'd have to get around algorithms that choose drivers to get me specifically and limit my income, and you've done all of that. I'm going up to Oklahoma where I don't live, bothering her family, and bothering her, and having, getting pictures taken of her, just doing normal things normal people do, not bothering anybody, working, and just doing her job. And I'm going to get pictures of her so I can say I'm not stalking her. And that is stalking, weirdo. You're just not all there. He sounds just as wacky as this guy.
Whatever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make
Oh,
you
is that the
feel?
one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
You want?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
find
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're
I
gonna
don't give a
find
fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father.
Okay, but this is how everybody else sees you, sir.
That guy's been raping you.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Deranged monster, he called you. Depraved monster. Why? You're a Netflix special. You know they have these Netflix specials where they've got like a forensic psychologist or a criminal psychologist or a criminologist interviewing guys like you. Why the fuck are you doing that? We hear that all the time. Why the hell is he doing that to her? That look at your results. In 13 years, you don't get a date. You don't have a real love life. A 1-year-old little girl can watch TV and pretend and play with little girl toys. And that's all you do all day long. You get nothing else done. You want to be a dignitary, you better fucking get up and work. Where's Jacqueline in all this? Where's Jacqueline in all this? When you come up here and pretend you have a different life. You pretend you're important and you need an entourage. You pretend you're part of my family and you're not. You're a stalker. Just like he said, leave my family the fuck alone. She said that. And I've said that 1,000 bazillion times. Leave my family the fuck alone. You're raping me. I didn't ask you up here. I would have never introduced you to my family. Never ever would I have taken you around my family. You took it upon yourself to butt in. Just like that puzzle depicts you, a selfish little butt in. And people that concentrate on pleasing themselves usually end up alone. You know, whatever you focus on is what you end up with. So, also, we got you yesterday talking about my gym. When is she going to the gym again? We'll get her at the gym. That's a contract, and if you interfere with it, you'll get charged again. With another one, harassment of my witness, grand larceny with intent to coerce, that and interference with commerce, any buying and selling of anything. And contracts, gym contracts, insurance contracts, cell phone contracts, any kind of rental car contracts, purchase car contracts. First of all, my financial matters are private. There's privacy laws to protect that. So you breached that. You broke the law when you got that. Second of all, you don't get to interfere with any of it, or you'll be charged. On these, DoorDash things I put out that are upside down, where I get nothing all day but upside down orders. You know what that does is we get more. Like we found out you were trying to get me at the gym, right? Get her at the gym. That pisses my guys off. Boy, how do they get to work? And then we get more. The longer I'm broke, the longer Mike Neely's in jail, The longer you're in my life, we get more and more and more and more, and you never get a date. You get told on. People complain about suffering. They complain about being stressed out. They complain about being put in a situation where they're asked to hurt somebody and they don't want to. They complain. We don't have problems getting information, sir. You do. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're told on more than you've ever been told on in your life. And I can't get all that information from your camp by myself. I can't get it, but we have it. I have it, and it's huge that I have it, and you guys don't understand how huge it is. You can tell you have no fucking idea. Not a fucking clue how huge it is that I have that. Right, Muffin Man? It's huge that I have that. Muffin Man. Geppetto. Calvin. Blanket Desiree. It's huge that I have those names. Huge. And y'all act like you don't know that yet. I mean, we don't even know what to say. When I say it's so easy, it's not even fair. You're provoking people with a whole lot of power when you hurt me. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. Right? So we found out and then my cousin, get her cousin to just tell her, I'm going to take you to my house and you can just stay with us. And actually what he's going to do is take her to the border, kick her out, and tell her, you don't come back to Oklahoma again. Wow. Psychologically tortured my cousin. How dare you even say something like that to him? Nobody invited you here, Charles. No one invited you here. Where's Jacqueline when you do this stuff? In Oklahoma, where you don't live. Where is she? Where's Matthew and Jordan when you do this stuff in Oklahoma, where you do not live, sir? Harass and threaten and harass and threaten and harass and threaten and cause harm after loss, after hardship, after drama, after problem, after hardship, after loss. Everything fun, everything good is unfun and ungood when you walk in the door. And everybody hates your guts. I mean, hates you with a passion. A man's cruelty will be his downfall because people start talking. They're dissatisfied. They're upset. Why is he doing this to her? Why is he putting her through that? You guys are all a Netflix special. Our shrink is like, he's got people helping him that think that they're not really, there's nothing wrong with them. There's something wrong with you if you're like sitting around hurting somebody all day. And I promise you, I'll interview them and I'll find out exactly what mental disease they have that allows them to do any such thing. Because it is not normal. It's also not tolerated in a civilized society. Everybody else sees you like that. You're a rapist and a disgust. I'm like this.
That's okay. I don't think
Leave me alone.
all you want.
I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, man. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
I've been saying leave me the fuck alone since 2017. No, 2014. When I was in Dallas. Listen, you caused a lot of hardship for me in Lubbock. Daryl Kitchens is the one that took it off. All that heavy. He died of cancer, unfortunately. I had told him and everybody else, I don't want to be in Lubbock anymore. I want to leave. So, the only reason I stayed is because Daryl asked me to stay. And the second he died, I left. I left. You don't get a date, Charles, being a jackass to women. You don't get help. Or, you act like you expect people to tell who these guys are helping me. Why would anyone do that? Why do you think anyone would do that? You're horrifying people with what you're doing to me. Terrorizing me every day. These guys are saving my life more than once. They've saved my life. So why is somebody going to help you hurt me? What reasonable expectation will you have that people would help you hurt me? People are sickened by what you're doing to me. That's how we get information. Everybody is sick of you. Everybody's sick of you. You guys don't get that. We can get information easily because everybody's sick of you and what you're putting me through every day. It's awful. You're a monster. You're depraved. You're demented. Normal people cannot hurt people the way you do. And you guys like getting told on, or you would stop. We've quoted you every day for 7 years. The McNamara email was not the first we got. It's just the first I was allowed to say something. And we've gotten something every day since. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take your car. Every fucking day we're like, yeah, we get it. We know. You've already said that. You said it over and over and over. You say it every damn day. Get her car from her. Get her car from her. Make her leave Oklahoma. Make her leave Oklahoma. You say it every fucking day. And our guys are like, well, you're good at what you do, or they wouldn't say that. They're scared. They're desperate. They're pathetic. That means we're effective. We're very effective. But guess what? Nobody wants that. Everybody's sick of them. Everybody wants them gone. Not you. You're not causing the problems. You're not causing stress. You're not going around, threatening to ruin somebody's life. They are. They're the threat. They're the ones everybody wants gone. Not you. They want you gone because you're stopping the crime. They don't like that. You guys sit behind your computers and make little threats or big threats. Instead of taking the skirt off and come and talking to me like a man, make the threat to my face. Make the fucking threat to my face. You're being stopped because you're causing the problems. You're told on because you're upsetting everybody. And you guys either are very mentally slow and you don't get that, or you like getting told on. Which one is it? What are we doing with it? What are we going to do with that? You bullied and bullied and bullied, and everybody's sick and tired of it. We don't have problems getting information. You do. You have leaks. We don't. So, this thing, we have to repeat ourselves all the time for y'all.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave
you
me
were 12
alone.
years old.
Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
And nobody asked him what he thought, did they? Nope, that's not at all what she said. What she said is leave me alone about 100 times. And the same is true. No one asks y'all what you think. No one cares. We're all sick of hearing it. You need a lie. You want to keep up with your crime. Keep going with your crime. And everybody's telling you no when we get information from inside your camp. Right, Muffin Man? Right, Geppetto? When we can get information inside your camp, you want to take my car. You want to get me at the gym. You want to have my cousin dump me out across the border. Well, we got that kind of information. Then you think that everybody's okay with what you're doing? You're off your nut. You're off your nut. That's you being told no. You're being stopped. You're offending. You're outside social norms. You're deviant. You're in violation of the law. You're being stopped. You're being told on. There's never a date. 13 years. Every day, Mr. Perry gets caught and he doesn't get a date. He doesn't have a real love life. He has a TV show like John Hinckley Jr. He's a delusional man. I guess he's got Huntington's disease or something. You can tell. You can fucking tell. So we get this one this morning. Carrie's story doesn't add up. She's got so much here that, before. And the fact that she has this stuff up on Mitchell and Mike is huge. Do they not understand how huge that is, that she has that? It's like they act like they don't get it. We've said that for a long time. We have said that for a long time. You are not getting it, Slow. You need to keep up with everybody else, how huge it is that we have this. So I texted Gene Mitchell, and I'm telling him, no offense, but the theory that you're about to assert is bullshit, and it's clearly, obviously bullshit. Don't do that. I told him what happened. Here's what happened. He didn't listen. I'm emailing the Florida State's attorney in March 2020. Mike Neely was drugged. He didn't do it. You got the wrong guy. And that means the guy that actually did this are still out reoffending. Well, you look like a fucking Barney Fife. Let me tell you something. In the way that I was raised in law enforcement, getting it right is everything. Your name is on that. And there is honor in that badge, and there is honor in that job, and getting it right, being the one that caught it. Holy shit, you're the shit. If you're the one that caught it, if you're the one that got it right, you are the shit. And that's it, and that's all. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And if you're fucking slow, you just, wow, don't have time for you. Don't fucking have time for you. So I'm telling him, who told me that Mike Neely was drugged? How'd I know? Because it wasn't out on the docket or taken in depositions till May. So how did I know that? You guys go into court and explain how we got that information. Who got it? When did they get it? How'd they get it? Go into court and explain that. How did this, he doesn't have a mark on him. You can't beat somebody to death so hard, back and forth his head, that he dies of internal decapitation. His head came off his body, and have not a mark on you. The arrest report lists a second incident, which he's pulled off of Chief Miller, thrown face first into the floor, or fell off the bed. I think he was thrown face first into the floor, and busted his nose and lip. Second event. And then he's got a red swollen right hand. Well, he's got an IV in it. That's going to make it red and swollen. But you beat somebody back and forth so hard, their head comes off their body. Your hands are going to be bruised and broken fingers maybe. I mean, it's going to look bad. His hands will look like Chief Miller's face looked. And Chief Miller's face looked pretty bad from what I understand. And Mike is found unconscious in respiratory distress and a little bit combative when he started to come to. They gave him Narcan for opioid overdose. That's what his symptoms were. And then he came to, which means they got the diagnosis right because he responded to the Narcan. He was not tested when he was in the state of being unconscious. He was tested at the hospital later after the Narcan altered the chemical composition of his blood. He didn't get a fair shake here. That's a Brady violation. So it looks like, if you look at the facts and the evidence, he's a victim of attempted murder. And if I had been able to testify, we had a reporter. If she had testified, if she was not broke, if they had helped get Michael Neely home, and she continued to assert that they killed Chief Miller, even if they really did, we would think she was wrong, if not a little crazy. But because they've done everything guilty people do to try to cover up something, now you got 4 cases, court proceedings she's not in. And she should have been. 4 of them. And she broke, so that's evidence of coercion. They're trying to coerce her. They're trying to force her to lie. They're trying to ruin her. She's telling the truth. She is absolutely telling the truth. Now we know they killed Chief Miller. We know that. And this is a wrongful conviction. We know they did it. I don't care what they say. I mean, look at the facts. Look at the evidence. You got a man with nothing on him. You can't get in a fight and not have something on you. My kid was in a fight. He's got something on him. He's got bruised lip, busted lip, bruised. You can tell he was in a fight. Then you wanted to know how I knew he got coaxed over there? Because you had this all planned, like you're trying to coax me to Texas. You used my family. And you did it after you knew we already knew that. You knew we already knew you were trying to use my family to kidnap me. So, none of your other victims has all this. And you guys act like you don't understand it. It's huge that I have it. It's different when there's the arrest report. This is the McNamara email. He's going to false arrest me, and then you did. And I have it before, not after. We get great detail as to what your plans are. And no one else is doing that. It's to stop your crime, you little dumb son of a bitch. Depraved, demented, sick fuck. Normal people do not want to hurt other people. So why do you? What's wrong with you that you do? And you'll get caught and you'll do it anyway. It's so easy, it's not even fair. The longer I'm broke, the longer Mike Neely's in jail, the longer you're here in my life, the more we get. Every day. It's been that way for 7 years. This was dated October 7th, 2015. We've quoted y'all every fucking day. Get her cousin to dump her out at the border. Golly, poor guy. Cousin, I'm sorry. Craig, I'm sorry they did that to you. You should have never been asked to do that. I hope they did. I didn't know. The conversation that I knew they talked to you about doing something you wouldn't want to do. That's all I was told. So until today, I didn't know what exactly you were asked to do. I hope they didn't. I hope the information that I have is a little bit off, and that they never actually asked you to do that. I pray to God they never actually. Sometimes we get a conversation in from between Charles talking to his people about doing something, but they may not ever talk to the actual person that they're wanting to use. So I'm not sure if you were actually asked to do that or if they were talking about doing it, asking you to do that. But hopefully, they didn't actually approach you with that. And if they did, I'm sorry. Again, I didn't introduce Mr. Perry to y'all. I wouldn't take him around y'all. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Mr. Perry's a job. I've not been able to talk about it much. I wish I could, but I can't. And everybody's going to have to, anytime somebody's threatening you, we've heard y'all get threatened with, we'll get the EPA on her cousin and her uncle and shut them down. Well, we say something so that you have evidence that they were recorded talking about it before they did it. That's illegal. It's an abuse of power. And so you can use that. Or maybe it's a deterrent and they don't do it. Sometimes they know we know and they'll do it anyway, so it's not always a deterrent. But it is evidence of premeditation. By the way, our prosecutor says to me, this thing where you got a zillion phone calls about getting your shoe print and framing you for that murder and having this other girl change her hair color and having you tan so your skin's darker to match up with the girl that actually did it. Yeah. This ringtone bullshit, 50,000 emails that you have of the recordings that we have of them talking about getting your ringtone. Yeah. I only need one. I'm trying to prove Maine's Ray. They intended to cause a harm. They intended to commit a crime, and they knew it was a crime. I'm intending to. That's one of the elements you got to have. And and they premeditated it. I only need one. This 20,000 other that they have the same conversation again and again and again and again. It's just icing on the cake. Definitely can't get out of the Maine's Ray on that. They did this shit. They knew it was illegal. They did it anyway. They knew we knew. They did it anyway. Wow, it's not so easy. It's not even fair. I got this puzzle in jail. This is Fabian. This is the guy that I wanted to date that you were butting into. The only way that you knew I wanted to date him is you hacked my Facebook and you saw me telling my girlfriend that lives in New York. She said, "Are you seeing anybody?" I go, "No, but I like this guy at work." I like this guy at work. His name is Fabian. So, that's the only way you knew anything about it. I don't call you and tell you my personal shit. You're a job. So, you know who didn't care or know? Steve Massengale, Dan Pope, John Steinmetz. You know who doesn't care what I do all day? Those three guys. They don't care what I'm driving. They don't care where I live. And the fact that you do supports our claim that you're a stalker. That you're getting information about my life illegally. That you're getting information about my life from hacking me, from cloning my phone, from doing things that are illegal. It's a felony to stalk in Oklahoma. You know why people made it a crime? Because they don't like it when you do that. And when you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. You're not getting answers, we are. You're not getting information, we are. You don't get information to inside our camp. We get information from inside yours. And we have for 7 years every day. Because everybody's sick of you. Everybody's appalled and horrified by what you're putting me and Mike Neely through and our families. The longer I'm broke and sleeping in my fucking car, the longer Mike Neely's in jail, the longer you're in my life, the more we get. The more we get, if I get upside down orders or I'm sitting there and nothing's coming in at all, the more we get. My guys get mad. Oh, they get pissed off. They have power. They got this to me in jail. You wouldn't call that some power? Nobody asked you. It wasn't up to you. We got it anyway. Nobody calls you and goes, "Can we tell Cynthia that you were just talking about having her cousin dump her across the border and taking her car? Is that okay if we tell her? If we get that from you and give it to her?" Does anybody do that? Fuck no. It's not up to you. You're committing a crime. It's pissing people off. Crime tends to piss people off. During an election, you see people come out and go, "I'm tough on crime." And they get voted in because they said that. And then we all watch and see if they really are. And if they're not, and some other guy comes around and goes, "He said he was tough on crime, but he's really not. I'm tough on crime." Then we vote for that guy. People don't like crime. People like peace. What did Martin Luther King say? No justice, no peace. Because crime causes disruption. in a civilized society. You're taking something that doesn't belong to you. You're causing a loss for another person. Either a person, in the case of a homicide, or property. And the more you cause, the more pissed off people get. And the more you get away with it, they really get pissed off. The more corruption, boy, they really, really get mad. So, because of that, we can get information inside your camp and you can't. People don't like suffering, they don't like hardship, they don't like loss. And if you like that, there's something wrong with you. Something very wrong with you. And you ought to know that. We shouldn't have to tell you. Other people don't have to be told that. Why do you? Lonnie Athens, a criminologist at Seton Hall, somebody that we've studied in my criminology classes because I'm in criminal justice, 3rd year. I had a 3.99, a 3.9 GPA, and then Mr. Perry jammed up my computer. They all needed to try to find a way to make me fail. I'm too successful. I'm too good at what I do. I'm too effective. I'm stopping their crime. Part of the team stopping their crime like nobody's done before in their lives. You'd think that you'd want to leave that guy alone. Nope, not these geniuses. We call them Mensa queens. They go at me and we get more. They go at me, we get more. They go at me, we get more. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. It's piling up. You're not going to get out of this one. When you go to court, our guy's like, I'm pretty sure I can get a conviction fairly easily. And I'm not giving a deal. Not to any of them. And I don't think there'll be any reason to appeal. I'm sure they're hoping for that. It'll probably take their attorney 6 years to read through every charge. Harassment of my witness. The act is grand larceny with intent to coerce. Every fucking thing they do to cost you 1 penny of your money, 1 minute of your time, I'm going at them. Interference with commerce and contracts. Gym membership. If I have to cancel that because you're stalking me at the gym, Steve Massengale, I guarantee you, doesn't give a fuck when I work out. Why do you? He's over in Lubbock with his wife and his family doing normal things normal people do. And he doesn't need to lie and he doesn't need to cover up. You've demanded that I lie for a long time. You're causing suffering and it's pissing people off. Everybody's sick of this. You have dragged this on and on and on and on. You're delusional, John Hinckley. See a doctor. See a fucking doctor and leave us alone with it. If you can't understand what I'm saying, get a special ed teacher or a nurse or someone to help you understand. Am I talking over your head? You don't know how huge it is that I have this. Someone said earlier. It's huge that she has all this, and they act like they don't know that. No, they don't. They're not all there. They're slow. Like I said, it's so easy, it's not even fair. When you fuck with me, it's different. You get caught. There's never a date. There's never gonna be a date. I don't go out with men who abuse women. You're a turnoff because you're a peeping Tom. That's a turnoff. So, I mean, it's just not gonna happen. I don't go out with cop killers. I come from 4 generations of cops. I took that personally. It was really hard for me because it was my phone call that may have led to that. My only question was, what day did they plan that trip? Was it before I made that phone call or after? They were talking about Epstein right before the murder. Because one landed on their desk. You. Sick, twisted son of a bitch. I think, like you told somebody, I'm scared to death that Mr. Perry is a necrophiliac. And he has sex with the dead bodies because living women won't do the weird shit he wants to done. He's a sex weirdo. Sexual homicide. Mr. Perry, no one cares what you think. Please get out of my phone. Didn't ask you, did I? You weren't asked, were you? Neil. So, he said, he's not going to, I think he's fantasizing about murdering her and having sex with her dead body, and he's not going to do that in my jurisdiction. I think we need to get this guy. When did he say that? Is that what led you guys to decide to kill him? What conversation did he have, and who did he have it with? Which one was the one that finally, where y'all, that's it, we're done, we're going to kill him? You certainly had motive. You have motive to kill me too. You have motive to take my money too. Starve her into a lie. Coerce her. And you'll be, how many times, every one of those upside down orders you send, my guys knows which ones you send. Or you won't let any good orders through, you just let those through. Every one is a count. So we're sure you can live with your choices, right? Yeah, we've told you this before. It's not like you didn't know. We have to repeat ourselves for these guys. So the fact that I have all this, and you can't explain it in a court of law, the who, what, when, how it got from you to me, Jean Mitchell was like, how did she know my legal argument before I made it? Nobody bothered to ask me, how did you know Mike was drugged before we deposed EMTs? They didn't ask me. I did a deposition. They didn't ask me. I was waiting for that. I wasn't going to volunteer it up. Because I wanted to see the link between Mr. Perry and that murder. And one way to establish that is corruption in the court. So the questioning that I got was about your false claim of being harassed. No one's bothering you. You're getting caught bothering me. That's not harassment of you. You're harassing me. And you've been told that repeatedly. And you planned that when I was in jail for the first false arrest. When you tried to do the same thing to me you did to Mike. Poison. And when we don't die, we end up false arrested. And we lose our evidence. I lost my blood evidence too. Where's my blood test, Mr. Conswheeler? Where is it? From my January 21, 2016 police report. Where is my blood test? When I'm being told, yeah, I'm giving you arsenic in a text. I should have had a test to rule it out, don't you think? And if it's positive, who gave it to me? Where'd it come from? Who gave Mike the drugs? Opioids. Where'd they come from? So, we got a pattern. When you fuck with me, you get caught. That's your pattern. You can't spot it 7 years into this. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. And that's huge that we have that information, and you act like you have no idea. It's like you like getting caught, because you do the same thing every day. They get you the same results. We're at a loss. We're fucking at a loss. We're like, wow, it's so easy, it's not fair. So I did know, and I'm telling Mr. Mitchell, what's weird is that he knew I had this, and he never asked me about that either in his deposition. How did you know my legal argument before I made it? Well, then I would have said, well, Mr. Perry's being investigated. But I'm not going to say that just yet. I want to see where he's at. He's asking me questions about emails. If for a guy who might want to try to make a false claim of being harassed. Is this your email address? I mean, I got a bunch of emails. I don't have time to read them all. Yep, I sent you 5. And they all had evidence attached. And after the 5th one, I said, Mr. Mitchell, I don't want to overwhelm you and bog your email box down with more evidence, and there's quite a bit more here. So what I'm going to do is set up a Dropbox for you. And I did. Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Myers have a Dropbox. After the trial, I added media to it. They can access the same Dropbox. I did the Dropbox so as not to send him more than 5 emails. So anybody can hear that here. This, coercion is a crime, not a date, genius. On this page here, audio and video evidence. You can, where is it? It's coming up. On this right here, you can do, you can hear me right here in my deposition for Mike Neely, right there on that page, it's top of the page. So anybody can hear my sting op, in which I'm trying to link Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Myers to corruption of Mr. Perry, meaning Mr. Perry is the likely suspect in first-degree murder of a police officer, not Michael Neely. They got the wrong guy. You get the wrong guy, the right guy, the one that actually did it, is still out re-offending, making more victims. And it's like the movie Unbelievable, that talks about the true story of the rapist, Mark O'Leary. You got bad cops, don't do their job right. And then you end up with more victims. And maybe in a different jurisdiction where they're going to do it right. And then how you can explain that? Oh, we're Fife over here. We got it wrong. Now there's more hurt people. The job of law enforcement is to relieve suffering caused by crime, and there is nothing more to it than that. Relieve suffering caused by crime. Relieve it. You're supposed to get somebody's very bad day and make it better. That's your job. And there is nothing else about the job but that. Peacekeeping. Somebody's worst day ever. Make it a better day. We caught the bad guy that was hurting you, and now you're safe. And I think that ought to be on the wall of every police department anywhere. As soon as you walk in, huge written on the wall, you're safe now. And underneath that, my granddad's quote, as lawmen and women were called to relieve suffering caused by crime, to remind officers of why you're a cop. That's why you're there. It isn't to be a power trip for you. It isn't to be a adrenaline rush for you. what it is to be is the way that you help some people who've had a very bad day, the worst day ever. They will always remember you. They'll always remember their interaction with you for the rest of their lives. You see people hurting all day long. They don't, people, the citizens that pay you, they put a roof over your head, food on your table, a car in your driveway, clothes on your kid's back. They just had a bad day. Something bad happened. They lost something important to them. Property, a person, whatever it is. And you came in and you made them feel safe. And you gave it back if you could. Or you brought justice. And that makes you a hero. That makes you a hero. That is the job. And there is nothing more to that job than that. Lawmen and women are called to relieve suffering caused by crime. And you make that bad day better. You make that scared, lonely, frightened person feel safe again. There's nothing else that you're supposed to do but that. And on the day that we had the shooting at St. Francis, and those people are hiding under fucking desks, fearful for their lives, and TPD rushed in, and they eliminated the threat. The guy shot himself, and most spree killers do. But he shot himself at a time when the police were rushing in, and he sees it's the end of this. This is the end, here they come. So he had a choice. He could have surrendered to police. Instead, he chose to kill himself. But either way, he's stopped. The threat is eliminated. And at that moment, everybody could breathe relief. Oh, thank God, I'm still here. I'm still alive. And they'll never forget that day, and they'll never forget which officer showed up right then and right there to make that happen. To make that very bad day go a little better. Right? And every interaction after that, they're going to remember you for the rest of their lives. And that is the way it is for every crime. Every crime that a police officer has been tasked with stopping. So, Mr. Perry, we don't have any problem getting information. The longer I am suffering, the longer I am hardship is being put on me illegally, the longer you are a threat to me, the longer Mike's in jail, the longer you're in my life, the more we get. And it has been so easy, it is not fair, because everybody's sick and tired of this. They're sick and tired of you. You want to lie. And I think I told you a long, long time ago, not this time. I get it. You've been at this all your life, and you hid this all your life. But when you started doing it to me, you have no idea the giant you woke up. You don't know. But you're seeing things happen you've not seen before. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same. Every day you do it because we quote you. And that's not happened before. It's happening now. I said, leave me the fuck alone. Butt out of my personal business. You weren't invited in it. You were never invited here. I came here to get away from you. My part was done. So, when we quote you, remember you did ask for that, because you know what happens when you target me. When I'm broke, when you cause me a loss, when you cause me a hardship, the longer Mike's in jail, the longer you're in my life bothering me, the more we get. It's been that way every day for 7 years. You asked for it. We deliver every time. We always deliver. And you know that, and you do it anyways. So no one can understand why you complain. It's like you like that. You know what happens when you bother me. You do it anyway. We start quoting you, and it's a cycle. Day after day, same thing, over and over and over. Nobody can help but wonder, maybe he just likes getting caught. Why else would you do that? Why the fuck else would you fucking do that? Why is he putting her through that? We hear that a lot. It's not normal to want to hurt somebody. It is way outside normal. Way the fuck outside normal. So Lonnie Athens says, we've got 0.1% of the population is a violent offender, and most of them were child abused. But here's the thing, 99.9 are not. Child abused or not. So what's wrong with this 0.1% of the population? They can't behave. They can't comply with the law and leave everybody else alone. What's wrong with them? Why do they act the way they act? And that's what criminology is. It's the study of why does somebody fucking do that? What's wrong with you, Perry, that you do that? That you're putting me through this? What's wrong with you? Something. You got Huntington's disease? It makes you delusional and paranoid. I mean, we can all tell something's wrong with you. And I told you not this time. Now, as for my school, I had a 3.9 GPA. He jams up my computer. I don't get assignments in. So now it's dropped to a 3.67. I've got school loan money and stipend I should have had today. He interfered with that, so I don't have it. From what I understand, he caused that to be delayed intentionally. Because that doesn't help you when you want to take my car away and have somebody come pick me up, take me across the border, don't come back to Oklahoma. I don't think it's up to you. If we found out you said that, is it? Is it up to you? What you were told to do is comply with the law and fuck off and leave me alone and butt out. Steve Massengale's not bothering me, why are you? Dan Pope's not bothering me, why are you? John Steinmetz isn't here bothering me, why are you? So when we quote you, that's because you did something to hurt me, and my guys got mad about it, and everybody's sick and tired of y'all doing this. So you asked for it. You asked for it. Alright? Everybody else, anybody can look at this and see all the crime here. God, there's a lot of it. Here's my shrinks page. I think he just wants to hurt you. And I'm like, what combination of words do I use to make this fuck leave me alone? I think he wants to hurt you. Yeah, you think he made a threat and then he carried out the threat? I'd say so. I'd say so. Then there's this. This is the whole deal. Chapter and verse out. On all kinds of shit. This page right here. This has text. This has all kinds of crap. I went over it in great detail. So, you're not getting away with it this time. I think I said that. Not this time. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. Nice to meet you, criminal. Didn't I say that? What made you pick on a cop's granddaughter? I don't know. It's just, some people are not the brightest bulbs.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone.
Mr. Warman, I really need you to explain to your client. I, Cynthia Ortiz, don't like him. I don't care what he thinks. We're all sick of hearing it. He never shuts up. He wasn't asked. He is to get out of my phone, get out of my life, shut up, and get away from me. Just like that. He's in violation of the law. The more he contacts me, the more we get. I don't want to hear from him. He makes my stomach turn. And that's that. He continues to try to talk to me like he thinks I care what he thinks, and nobody understands why in the fuck he thinks that. I don't care what he thinks. I want him to shut up and leave me alone and never bother me again. He's breaking the law. He's making everybody sick. He gets told on. I didn't ask him what he thinks. I said leave me alone. Just like she did. Shut up. Get away from me and don't bother me anymore. Go be with your wife, Jackie, and your friends and family. You need an alibi. You need to prove you're doing anything but what I say, and you don't have one. You're doing exactly what I say. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't care. I don't care. Shut up. We're all sick of hearing it. We are all sick of hearing you. We're all sick of dealing with you. We don't have problems getting information because of it. You do.
This is bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
What you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public. they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Alright, so to recap, we have no problem getting information from inside your camp, have every day since 2015 McNamara email, because everybody's sick of you hurting me. You can't get information because everybody's sick of you hurting me. No one wants to help you keep doing that. So we can get information and you cannot. It's just like that. Been that way for years. The longer I'm broke, the longer Mike's in jail, the longer you're in my life, the more we get. It's like you like that. So remember that every time you try to do something to me and you have a little meeting and y'all sit and plan, here's what we're going to do to ruin her, because she's effective. She's effective. She's good at what she does. Remember, it's likely to be everywhere. Because everybody's sick of you. You're making people's stomachs turn. Normal people don't like that. They don't like suffering. That's why they made it a crime to do that. Duh. Try to keep up with everybody else. I mean, y'all are slow.